Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. I've started speaking off the bat this time because I think the stream should be working. I should always confirm, though it's always a good idea to confirm if you're actually streaming, because what if you're not? Um, and then I'll give you a quick introduction of what this stream is about. You can actually see already in the notes that I've written out on the paper, on the page in front of you, the kind of things I'm going to be talking about. But let's see if I can first figure out if I'm actually streaming. It's not showing that I'm streaming, but maybe that's just because it's messed up and it doesn't know what's happening really. How about I check on my iPad? It should be working because last time it was working, but no harm checking if I am in fact streaming. I'm going to go on my channel and I am streaming. That is wonderful. Okay, cool. Next time maybe I won't check. What's happening? So there's fascism going on in Pakistan now. I know academics argue over what the exact definition of the word fascism is, and fascism as a complete system of oppression um, is something that is obviously not happening in Pakistan yet. And we shouldn't throw that word around loosely because it means something very particular and something that we should always mean that particular thing by the specific use of the word fascism. However, there are fascist tactics which governments sometimes use all over the world, and sometimes those tactics become so many and so harmful that one starts using the word fascism not because one is being frivolous, but because it seems like fascism is on its way. For example, in Pakistan, they are picking up women, children, relatives of people who are, women and children who are relatives or other relatives of these mostly young men who have, who are resisting the illegal, overthrow of the previous government and so on. So they are basically giving collective punishment, right? So they come to your house, they look for you, and when you're not there, they pick up your family members and take them, and then they use them to blackmail you. This is collective punishment. This is a fascist tactic that the Nazis used to use. So this is one example, and I'm this example I gave was about young men, but it's not just young men that this has happened to. There are women who are languishing in jails in Pakistan because they, did not agree to the illegal takeover. So that's what's happening. And what we're fighting against, it's to end this oppression, but also we have a vision of a better future for us, and we have a leader who is fighting very hard to achieve that. And he has the talent for it. He has proved himself in and outside of government. His struggle goes back 27 years. He proved himself in realms other than politics before charitable organizations. He runs probably the largest or the second largest charitable organization in Pakistan, which provides free cancer treatment to like 70 or 75% deserving patients. So he's already proved himself in that realm. And then he proved himself in the realm of cricket also before that. I mean, he was one of the greatest all-rounders of all time, which means he could bat and he could field and he could bowl. As a fielder, I don't know, I think he was a fine fielder, but there's a story he always keeps telling about where he dropped Wasim Akram's catch, and Wasim Akram couldn't get a hat trick. A hat trick is when you get three people out at the same time. It's a big deal. Happens very rarely. But that's what's happening in Pakistan, right? And so we want to end the oppression. We want to pave the way for a better future. We were getting to that with the previous government that was in power, with Imran Khan at its head as the prime minister. In the previous stream, I gave you guys some examples of it. I'll probably begin just give you one or two examples. So our economic growth rate, for example, went from 0.5% in 2018 to over 6%, just before the government was ousted. And our exports were at an all-time high. And the basic problem of Pakistan is that we don't have enough dollars to pay for our imports, and that's why we keep going into a boom and bust cycle. To get out of that, we need to increase our exports so we can sell that for dollars, and that is what we had finally sustainably started doing under Imran Khan's prime ministership. And then, the powers that be didn't like a lot of things, and so they overthrew the government illegally. Now, so we're fighting back against that, and we're going to get back on the path to progress and prosperity. Now, what's my goal with this live stream? So, well, overall, my goal is, so for the first phase of the struggle, what I tried to do was make these videos, write these posts, just do lots of advocacy and lots of commentary on what was happening in Pakistan in Urdu. And thankfully, I'm very blessed and privileged that a fair number of people, listened. And my purpose was that, when things start going down for you as a political entity, what happens is people's spirits start breaking, because you see your leaders who you always respected as these paragons of discipline and vision and idealism, they are put under pressure, put in jails for on frivolous charges. But because torture happens, they become turncoats. They turn around and say, I have no affiliation with this party, the party that I've had affiliation with for the last 30 years. I don't want to comment on those people, because when what happens under torture, I've never been tortured. I don't know. And the kinds of threats that are given, about your family members, about making videos of you and then spreading them around, about ruining your businesses, about killing you and everybody else around you. I don't know what happens to somebody's mind when those threats are put there. So I'm not going to comment on people who turn around. But what happens to normally everybody else is your spirits start to get broken. And in that moment, I realized that, I could play a role there. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to do that in Urdu, was to get people back to hope. I think there is genuine hope. So I'm not saying things because I think hope is a nice thing and I should say whatever I want to, or whatever I could say to get hope back. No, I think there is genuine hope. I just think that people lose sight of it when they are pummeled all the time. So I did that in Urdu, and thankfully it got a decent amount of traction, especially on Twitter, and just a little bit on other platforms, but mostly on Twitter. Then their fascist tactics kept on increasing, and finally they arrested Imran Khan, and now they've put him in what is known as a death cell in Pakistani jails. It's usually something, it's a 6 by 8 feet cell, or like a 9 by 11 feet, or 8 by 8 feet cell, which has an open toilet, so like an Indian style toilet, so just a hole in the ground where on top of which you sit down, which could be and you don't have anything to cover it with, so it could be unhygienic. And it's located in the same cell where you are supposed to sleep. So there's 9 by 11 cell, or 6 by 8 cell, 6 by 8 feet cell. You sleep in it, and then you also do your business there. And then they give you bad food, and then they sometimes sprinkle sugar around so that more insects could be attracted. This is the base level of torture that they do. Then of course they increase the torture with various other methods. One interesting method, for example, that they've tried on people like women prisoners in Lahore, for example, is finding a person who has mental health issues, somebody who wakes up at night and then just shouts for hours and doesn't let anybody else around them go to sleep. sometimes they put those prisoners around. So they've done that to women in jails in Lahore. They did that to Alia Hamza, who, for example, is a paragon of somebody who, under the harshest of conditions, did not give up. So they got such a prisoner, and then they put this prisoner in a cell next to Alia Hamza's so that she would keep them up all night. So that's, another way to torture. This is just the beginning, of course. So I did that as the first part of the struggle. For the second part of the struggle, I will continue doing the first part, right? I'm not relenting on that. But the point of that would be to keep people's hopes up, because there is genuine hope that people just need to keep that in sight, because this is a difficult time. We'll get through it. The second point would be to create pressure internally so that the resolve of the authorities breaks, and we manage to turn around the ship. But after they put Imran Khan in jail, I also decided that I'm going to try and do something else also, which is to put pressure from outside in. So far I've been putting pressure from inside outside, or I've been contributing towards, other people are doing a million times more than I am, of course. But I am, putting my shoulder with their shoulder so we can push this harder. And now the next phase would be to put pressure from the outside in. So convince and get people from outside of Pakistan to learn about what's happening in Pakistan, B, empathize with what's happening in Pakistan, and then figure out a way how to put pressure, and then hopefully hopefully try to bring change. That's the hope, and that is the goal. And I know it might take a long time, right? It might take 6 months, it might take 6 years. I don't know how long it'll take, but we'll get there. And through these two methods, so internal pressure and then outside in pressure, we will force the hand of the fascist regime in Pakistan to relent, or we'll make it relent. What is this stream about? This stream is about starting that conversation that will eventually lead to the pressure being put in from outside in. That's what this stream is, the second step towards. In the first stream, I basically, started, and how is the final product going to look like? Let me show you an example of my, tweets, these elaborate tweets that I've been writing, that I've been getting some traction. Let me show you. Oh, somebody said hi. Hi, Haroon. How are you doing? Are you still watching me, or have you gone? And if you are watching me, why did I not see your live chat show up on the PC in front of me? That's strange. So now I guess I'll just keep my iPad open so I can see that somebody, said hi. And then I can reply. Okay, so going to my Twitter so I can show you guys what I'm. Here it is. Right, so this is an example of what the final product is going to somewhat look like, right? So that's a long, elaborate post. And in this post, I'm talking about, Imran Khan being in jail, and then what that means, for example, what some of the information about what has happened, and where am I going next with my struggle, right? These are the kinds of posts I've made lots of over the last 2 months, and some of them have gotten decent amount of traction. And I'm going to basically replicate this process. And this is, these are usually for, combined with long videos, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, of me talking. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, yeah. How do I? Maybe it's the How do I? Why is there no volume? This. Oh, because that. नहीं हो सकती। इनने हस्बे आदत गैरत के मुनाफी काम भी किया। इमरान खान ने कहा मुझे आप 2 मिनट दें, शेव की, ट्रैक सूट पहना, जब तक वो बाहर आता इनने दरवाजा तोड़ दिया था, उसके वर्कर्स को मारा। ये शहादतें आ रही हैं, जाहिर सी बात है ये बातें। So long posts followed by these videos, right? And what I mean by traction is, so for example, it got 116K views, this one, 1400 retweets, and so on. And my goal would be to now do the same thing but do it in English, right? So this post is also written in English, but I'm speaking in Urdu, and primarily the audience I'm addressing, right? So the kind of references I'm making, the kind of knowledge I'm assuming of my audience in these videos and in these posts, that's the Pakistani audience or the diaspora, like primarily the Pakistani diaspora. Now I want to continue doing that, but the second thing I want to do is start to talk to people who are not necessarily part of the diaspora, or and so eventually to build a coalition internationally to exert pressure. That would be the part 2 of this. Now, what I did was, in the last stream, is I started making this video. I outlined the first video that I'm going to make, right? On your screen, you'll now see the outline. Does anybody know how to, oh, and I should open my live stream chat because clearly it's not showing on my actual computer. I mean, maybe I can fix that, but maybe I don't need to. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with this for now. Yeah, your messages should show up here, and I should be able to see them. But then I also probably don't need this, so just go away. Thank you. Yes. Okay, gone. Where was I? On your screen, if anybody knows how to put your mouse on the stream, like on how to show your cursor, let me know. But right now you can't see my cursor, but you can see me highlighting stuff, so that's good enough. So this is what I did, right? So this is going to be the first video of a long series of videos and posts through which I am going to reach out to people who are not Pakistanis or not necessarily Pakistanis. And the first video I was hoping to make like a 5-minute one or maybe an 8-minute one. And so I wrote out its outline, and that's what I did in the 2-hour 45-minute stream I did, the first one. Now this is the outline. I'll talk about it as I get to it, and then these are some details about the kind of video I'm making. So for example, this video is going to be styled. So usually I don't have a lot of B-roll. It's just me talking. I try to make it snappy by removing the spaces for breathing and stuff in the middle, but for this one I haven't. For this one I will also do that, but I will also probably add lots of B-roll, so that, because all of the Pakistanis have seen the fascist tactics that they've used, but a lot of people abroad have not necessarily done so, and I think it might be useful to do that, because when you see it happen, that's when you really know it, and it's when you feel it. And if you feel what we're going through, then hopefully, if you feel enough of it for a long enough time, then you'll get invested in it, and then hopefully we'll be able to do something together to bring change. Now, what is happening in this stream? What is happening in this stream is, well, I guess I'll just like his comment. I don't even know how to do that. Okay. Now what I'll do in this stream is the second part, which is to consolidate this detailed outline into a script. into the post that I am going to put on Twitter. And then the video I'll make afterwards. So for this, the purpose of this particular stream then is to craft that long post on Twitter. Without further ado, let me just give you guys a quick summary of what of the outline that I've so far made, and then let's start working on the stream, or let's start working on writing out the script. So the outline is, I'll begin with asking the question, why does it matter to you, right? Why should it matter to somebody who is not necessarily Pakistani, not necessarily part of the diaspora, who's intimately connected with the fortunes and the future of Pakistan? Why should it matter to you, right? And with that question, maybe I'll add a sentence or two and a video or two of I should write these things down. So sentence or two, short clip or two. This will be examples of like what is happening in Pakistan. Maybe that should be the first sentence. No, the first sentence would be a question. Why should it matter to you that fascism is happening in Pakistan? Something like that, right? This is not final, right? None of this is final. This is just me beginning to put the dominoes on the table. Let's do it. So why should it matter to you that they're going full fascist? It matter to you that they have started using, they've been their fascist tactics to suppress as political dissent to tactics in Pakistan. They overthrew, I guess, as I say it, I guess I am actually writing out what I want to say in the video and not necessarily the Twitter script. Okay, let's write out a version of what I'm going to say in the video, and let's do the script later, or whatever it is. Let's write it down and let's figure out. Okay, so why should it matter to you that they're using fascist tactics in Pakistan now? They overthrew the government, the Imran Khan, elected government, killed, beat, and arrested his 10,000 of his supporters, and now killed, assaulted assaulted. And now they've arrested Imran Khan and put him in an insect infested. I'll confirm what the size of the cell is. Let's go with 9 by 11 feet cell. What fascist? What fascist? What is particularly fascist about? Particularly fascist about that? Well, they come for you at your house. When they don't find you, they pick up your family member and find you. They pick up your family member and okay, great, it's working. They pick up your family member and then abduct them and use them to blackmail you. Okay, we'll take this video of you where you're naked and we'll send it to you. Send shit. Yeah. For example, how we'll take a video of you naked and post it, and send it to your wife and kids, or send it to your family. Those are the kinds of ways in which they blackmail. So what is particularly fascist about that? Why should it matter to you? What is particularly fascist about that? Okay. Now, then what do I say or do? I wanted to mention Zilisha. Did want to mention Zilisha. Here, video of Azam Sawati crying because of this blackmail. Right? An old man, like a 70-year-old man, crying. A man who's worked hard, who has been extremely successful because of his hard work, despite the system. And then, he's sitting there crying that this is what they're telling him, that, we've taken videos of you without telling you. Videos of him and his wife. and we are going to publish that, you know, we're going to show the world these videos. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Leave Zilisha out of this one. Zilisha is the story is, you know, this guy was just an innocent soul, was, you know, differently abled when it came to, you know, his mental faculties. They, you know, he was just an innocent guy who supported Imran Khan passionately, but also used to do this mimicry of actors, just to, you know, make everybody laugh, you know, just to do it because he didn't do it to make everybody laugh. He did it because he believed in it, but people, you know, just enjoyed that. And then they picked him up, arrested him, tortured him, 26 different places on his body, including his private parts, and then killed him. And then charged Imran Khan with his murder. He, the biggest supporter of Imran, they charged Imran Khan for his murder. Okay, but I won't add that here. So this part, I think that's done. So maybe we can strike through. There you go. Okay, moving on to the second part now, which is, so why should it matter to you that they're using fascist tactics in Pakistan now? They were through Imran Khan's elected government. Oh, okay. Here's somebody commenting. I didn't really attend to the you part in the first question. Mentioned the second, but okay. So you mean, why should it matter to you that they're using fascist tactics in Pakistan, right? I've only talked about the fascism. So this is Oxford Noy who's saying this. Thank you, Oxford, for being the first person to write a comment that is directly related to my actual stream. It's actually very wonderful, this feeling of, sorry if I'm wasting your time, but just want to acknowledge it's really wonderful to get somebody to comment on your live stream. And you're my first, you know, that sort of comment. So thanks. Okay, so yeah, you didn't really attend to the you part in the first question, mention the second. Okay, yeah. So is there a way I can like your comment or whatever? Probably not. Okay. I'm getting to that. So the reason why I haven't talked about that yet was because I wanted to give some information about the fashion that is actually happening, right? If I don't give any details at all, then why? Because I'm making this as a very general video. If I don't give any details at all, then the mattering to you question has legs if people believe that something bad is, at least a base level of bad, is happening in the first place. This is just information. Now I get to the you part. And the reason why I added Adam Sawati is because real people, real emotions, right? When they'll see that, that's when they associate. And now we get to why should it matter to you? Now here is the why should it matter to you, right? Why does it matter to you what happens in Pakistan, or for the matter, any of the many developing countries in Asia or Africa which are desperately fighting a battle to win for themselves democracy and freedom? So I can ask this question again, and then start answering it 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put this down and then write a version of it out. Okay, so why? Ta-da. Yeah, so maybe, so fascism in Pakistan. Perhaps it shouldn't have fascism. So fascism in Pakistan. Maybe I should say fascist tactics. Okay, I might change. But let's begin with this. Fascism in Pakistan, or one of the many. Let's just stick with Pakistan. So fascism. So fascism in Pakistan. Why? It might matter to you. It might matter to you because it might matter to you because because injustice is wrong and should be fought against, right? So it might matter to you because you care. Because you care. People are dying, being tortured. People are dying. Okay. So not really in context, but what's your background? Do you do this as a side hobby, lol? I do it because, well, so Oxford Noise question is, what's your background? Do you do this as a side hobby, lol? I do it because I, from a very young age, have been deeply involved in the political conversation in and around Pakistan. Because I was lucky to have a grandfather who started, got me to reading newspapers from a very young age. I started reading lots of news, and then I grew up. I went to school, I went to mosques. I went to markets. I got Pakistan in and outside of me, and then I worked in Pakistan, and then I really got Pakistan inside me, because all these corrupt practices that you just, you're sheltered as a middle class person, right? Somebody who's earned come from, I said, the lowest economic class, but as a middle class person, you are sheltered from certain practices that your culture and everybody else around you engage in, but you don't. So when I was pushed into that, when I had to go through all of that in my job, all of the political knowledge that I'd gained forever suddenly became super real. It all became grounded, and then a lot of the political figures I'd followed from a very young age, suddenly they all made sense. It made sense to me. Who has good intentions, making the effort, and has the talents for doing it, and who doesn't, right? And who are the villains in the story? And since then, I've been trying to participate in propping up the forces of good in Pakistani politics. And that's why, and as things got more and more difficult over time, I have had to do more and more of this. And now it's just a very difficult phase that we're going through. So that's what I do. Now, in terms of what my actual background is, well, I studied political science and philosophy and literature in college. I did a master's in philosophy, and I worked in microfinance world in Pakistan. And in the future, I'm going to see. Now, getting back to where I was. If that doesn't satisfy you, say more and I can talk more about it. Okay, so it might matter to you because you care. So fascism in Pakistan, it might matter to you because you care. People, innocent. People who dream, innocent people. Yeah, innocent people have dreams. Because makes sense now. Oh, great. Uh, I'm glad it makes sense to you. Let me know if you think I'm being too, because I've been talking to Pakistanis for mostly Pakistanis and Pakistan diaspora for the last 2 months or so, and before that also, right? So I'm used to talking in that context. Now, what it means to talk in certain cultural contexts is you might be speaking in their tones and in their language, right? So I might be too, for lack of a better word, sentimental sounding, right? Or cheesy sounding. Let me know if that starts to happen. And then I'll see if I agree with you. And if I don't agree with you, I'll change then I won't change anything. But if I do agree with you, then I might change some of my tone. But also, don't start saying it to me the minute I write it out. First, I write it out, maybe, just to feel it out. You don't make sense the first time you put words on paper. Eventually, it makes sense. So let's see. But if you see after 10 minutes also that I'm just leaving something super cheesy in there, let me know. Okay, so it might matter to you because you care. Innocent people who have dreams, who innocent people who have dreams, who love and cherish people, dream, who struggle, who care, who dream, struggle, love their family. Yeah, love their family and are brave enough to stand up to oppression, are killed and scared. I just care. Care. Being taught might be enough. But what if that might not be enough for everybody? Be in every. But it's okay if that's. But if it's okay. So that's not enough. Also, Oxford Noy or anybody else, if you want to, read more on the notes, because I know I'm going very slow, and you might not be interested in going that slow. So I'm just going to pause on the screen a little bit here and then below, and you can just take screenshots and you can think about, you know, the rest of the material if you don't want to just sit down and, you know, listen to me just to whir around in my brain. So yeah, so here's the first part, and here's the second part, and here's the third part, and here's the fourth part, and here's the fifth part. No, here's the fifth part, and that's the end of it. Okay, that might be enough. Maybe I don't even need to say that. Enough for you. It's okay if that's not it. Pakistan, not the only country where that's happening. It's happening in Niger. Happening in Niger as we do. For example. What are the okay. So are being tortured. That might be enough. Oh, what I'm unsure about is the following thing. Where do I want to insert this story? Story about trying to find decent place to study philosophy. Freedom is worth having. Everybody deserves a chance. Because I'm going to talk about their, you know, particular interests here about, you know, people's specific countries. First, I want to make this general. I think that is the right way. But how do I bring it in? How do I bring it? Matter to you because you care. So fascinating. Because you care. Being tortured. You care about people not being tortured. Might matter to you. I care because figuring out, figuring out might be enough. But it's okay if that's not enough. Might matter to you because you care. Innocent people who struggle, who family are under oppression, tortured. Word stopping. It's worth stopping. Worth stopping torture. Giving. Turning. Chance. Get. Care. Dream who struggle. Stand up. Worse. Return to there. Word thing. Um, an environment for themselves where they don't in stop. Worth chance to the dream. Everybody deserves. And here's where I'll give the example. For a year, right? For a year, I try find to study philosophy. Is zero. And to the person. University of Punjab. And largest pub. That's where I went. Road that shut it down. Shut it down. And that's what they told me. Due to problem. Down the the okay, some sort of sense. Should it matter to you that government killed, assaulted through? Why should it matter to you? Fascist video of here. Innocent was talking to its returning chance of 8. Sigma. Okay. It's okay. To time more about happening Is that means everywhere. Shouldn't your time and energy in other places? City and neighbor. You should that. You should do that. But here are some reasons. Here are some reasons why there's some you here are some other reasons. But directly affect you and negative. Okay, so that's fine. So what else have I done? I've done this. Like I have done this and I have done this. A version of it back, and I realized that I did not address freedom point. Freedom I haven't mentioned. I do use the word use first. That's what's up. Next is it's law. It's law. I don't want to do it. It'll take me, honestly, probably going to take me like an hour. Part out. I have no choice. I procrastinate. Well, I should procrastinate by first getting the chat thing here. How do I do that? It should be that here. I go and don't, and then I can pop out and then copy it, copy website address, close it. You go this, you go here, like, which is my OBS. You can't see it. It's my streaming software. And then you add a window capture. You call it chat. And then you find the pop out thing. Is that it? It might be it. That's not it. That's not it. Maybe there's another one that just showed up. Like, what happens if I... Right, that's not it. So I just remove that. How do I remove that? You go and you click remove. Yes. But I just popped it out, so I should be able to do it, right? So if I go on pop out chat, how do I just copy website? Yeah, so I copied it. Oh, maybe that's not where I do it. Maybe the place I do it is here. And why waste people's time? Okay, let's not do it. Let's procrastinate for like 10 minutes and then get back to the work. How are we going to procrastinate? We're going to procrastinate by learning more about Mohammed Bazoum of Niger, sorry, who has been ousted by the military in Niger. And we read about him like a bit yesterday. And you know, he had done his master's. He also studied, I think, philosophy, took some courses in logic and epistemology, and then he's been in politics for a long time and been in power also as a state minister and so on multiple times. So it seemed to me, with just my first impressions, a decent guy. And now he's been removed from power. And so I just want to learn more about him because I want to learn, you know, how big of a tragedy it really is. I mean, it's a big tragedy. But if he was, you know, somebody who was putting Nigeria on path to progress and so on, an even bigger tragedy. So Niger, so I want to interview. These are going to be in French because I don't think he speaks English. Ta-da.
Niger is one of the world's poorest nations. The country has struggled for decades with its tradition. Bazoum's inauguration, the country became independent in 1960. I am Hashem Ahmed. I will be talking to the president of Niger about France's recent decision to end its military operation in the Sahel region. Will Niger be able to deal on its own with the growing from President Al-Qaeda states operating in the areas and the Lake Chad? His plan to end party corruption that governance. We put that
18. It's messing up my video, but that's okay. I can just listen.
Is this what doing your laundry looks like? Wouldn't you love it if it looked like this instead? How much easier is this? One strip. Who's affiliated with ISIL and Al-Qaeda. Si maire des extérieurs, très bien.
si les Français ainsi que les Européens qui sont engagés à leur côté, dans le cas au Mali, devraient se redéployer et mettre un dispositif consistant au Niger, serait en effet certainement dans le Sahel. Rien n'est acquis, nous n'avons pas précise la façon dont ce dispositif jusqu'ici à l'heure au Mali va être articulé dans la région. C'est toute l'Afrique de l'Ouest qui est menacée et c'est l'ensemble des pays qui sont sous la menace la plus pressante, l'ensemble des pays de la CEDEAO qui sont demandés une action spéciale dans le Balkan de l'opération.
There is a presence of European Special Forces Takuba, French military, as well as G5 Sahel Task Force operating in Niger. Do you have any concerns that your country could become the target of attacks by ISIL and Al-Qaeda?
Ça, c'est un la base de au Yémen, siège, quand un dispositif, il a une base ici à Niamey.
Sahel region. For French officials, it was a success. For many others here in parts of the world, it was a failure. How do you qualify it?
Si comme c'est tendance à le passer certaines opinions africaines, le problème, si donc c'est cette opinion en compte, on dira que mais quand on est
Okay, I know guys, for you it's not a problem because you're seeing the video just fine, but I can't. I can't basically see the face, and that means I also can't read the subtitles, so there's no way I'm going to understand really well, you know, what he's saying. I can see them in a very small font on my OBS software, but that's not enough. So sadly, we can't procrastinate anymore. You must go back to work. It matters to the interests of your country too. How do I bring that in? US. Yeah, I'll give you samples. The sample. What's okay? Direct back to you if you're from the US. And if you're from okay. Oh. This is a long one. Okay, so let's first do this one. How long will this video be? I am guessing 12 minutes. I want it to be like 7 minutes. Can I do intro? Maybe I can divide this into two. uh, that goes away. Here, care about preserving. There not being. Of Asia. Okay. Uh, uh, care about it. There's no way this video is 7 minutes. If I do this US example, and I do a China example, then I give a counter argument to that, and then I address the counter argument. This video will be long. So maybe skip. Let's not try the yeah. Maybe let's just do the US. Let's not do China. Let's just do the US. And then let's do a counter argument, counter argument response, and then the end. Second part, address China. Okay, let's just do the US. Where I definitely script. Tomorrow I shoot, put it together, and okay. Impact. particular. See, I can sense that this is going to take me solid. If I want to put out the video tomorrow, which is what I do want to do, I want to start this process as soon as possible. This is going to be a long battle. Well as support. So the quicker I start, the quicker I succeed. Succeed very quickly. Okay, so if you're from the US, you might care about it not being a great fans. South Asia. Okay. I think I've finished another section. Finished. The long term. And then my okay. Just from here till here. Okay, so that's not as long. It seemed to me like it was longer. Okay. Let me relax for a bit. Ah. See, I don't even know that if you can stream music. You probably can't, right? Oh yeah, you can't stream music on just YouTube. They'll copyright strike or what. You know what I can do is I can find my guitar, play it, brief amount, and then come back to it. I'll be back at my guitar. In the meantime, play for you. I don't know, some what's that thing called? Copyright free music? Yeah. That I can just play. So, 12 hours of copyright free. I'll play this and I'll see you in just a bit.
Louisiana Medicaid? Where can we find a low-cost health plan? What about a plan that covers doctor visits? Emergency care? Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting next month. If you don't know how to make chords, this is it. Congratulations. The chords are already made for you.
Too fast. I'll be right back. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, enough of that. So yeah, so the thing that's going viral on TikTok for the last, I think, 2 or 3 days, because you know what happened on TikTok is some song goes viral and everybody makes a video on that song, and with every movement that happens, like every change in the struggle for democracy and freedom in Pakistan, you know, some other sound goes viral, some song goes viral, and everybody makes a video. So nowadays the song is "Hum Na Baaz Aayenge Mohabbat Se." Hum na baaz aayenge. I should listen to myself to make sure that I am not so out of tune that it is so bad that you just have to turn off this video at this point in time. So let's just make sure that that's not the case. By wearing earphones and monitoring my sound output. And we're just procrastinating for like a few minutes, and then we'll go back to finishing the work, which is not that much left. You know, maybe it's half an hour, 45 minutes more of work left, but it's not the end of the world, I think. Okay, so let's go monitor and output. Okay, I can hear myself too loudly though. How about now? How about now? That's fine. I don't think the sound is that good. Yeah, no. My mic settings are not for instruments, but maybe I can fix that. And I turn that off. How about now? Yeah, right? And how about now? Yeah. Yeah. So let's play with that. Because I just want first I want to turn off this monitoring. It's bothering me. Okay, now what I want to show you guys was I sat down and figured out what the notes are to that. Hum na baaz aayenge mohabbat se. So Is this in tune? Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's it. So Hamna baza, hamna baza, hamna baz. Yeah. Hamna bazaenge mo moha 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 but moha 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 but say yeah. हम ना आएंगे ना हम ना बाज़ाएंगे मोहब्बत बत से या हम ना बाज़ा हम ना बाज़ाएंगे मोहब्बत से. So what I'm going to do later for TikTok is I am going to record like a basic version of it, right? I'm going to play the melody, I'm going to sing the melody, and I'm going to play like 2 chords to it, right? So D flat, so that would be B, C, D. Like, is it tuned? One of the strings is not in tune. Which one though? I'm not sure. Yeah, so it goes from D flat. Oh, you should be able to see it because that's more fun for you. So that'll be fun. I'll do that later. I think some string is out of tune. Okay, back to work. I want to procrastinate a little bit more. So why don't I figure out what the problem is? But I might have to disconnect the mic is what the problem is. You know what the difference is. Oh no, I totally don't have to do that. I can totally use my iPad to tune the guitar, and then it might sound better. guitar tuner online. Okay. Yeah, that's too high. Yeah, I think that's nice. And it goes and I was thinking in that TikTok to add maybe this poster of Imran Khan that you see on your screen. And maybe some examples of people actually doing this mohabbat. So advocate Salman Shahid, who's been getting lots of our workers who have been illegally detained to working for their release, and the people who are just standing strong for Imran Khan, because what the words mean is we will not stop loving. Baaz-ana is we will not be cured, right? We will not. Baaz-ana, you say somebody like, Baaz aa jao, you say like, this is a bad thing you're doing, you should stop doing it, right? You should, I don't know what the equivalent for that in English would be, but you should stop with what you're doing. It won't serve you well. And then the main lyric is a response to that, like, we will not be cured of this thing that we do. And the thing that is being talked about is, mohabbat or love. So that's why people have been posting pictures of Imran Khan and their own pictures and saying, we will not be cured of the love for Imran Khan and his struggle, the struggle for democracy and peace and prosperity in Pakistan. So I'm planning to make a TikTok in which there's this my song, my voice, and so on. And then, like, people have just put up the videos, which I think that's great. I think that love is something that is not necessarily connected to activity. Even if you're not doing lots of actions to support Imran Khan's struggle, you might still love him deeply. You probably, there's lots of people probably like that, and that's completely fine. But I think that, one version that I could create also is that says something a little bit different in that TikTok is where you show, the same song is happening and everything. First, I'll be singing myself, which I think I haven't seen somebody else do that. They're just using cover from somebody else. And the second thing I could do is, although that now that I think about it, probably also mean that my video is not going to be picked up by the algorithm, because the algorithm picks up the videos with that sound. I'll think about it. But the other thing I can do is, okay, not that. What I was thinking is I could do a version of this, and then so I could do that song, but also, show examples of people who are actually showing their love in action by struggling and managing to do something that is really important in the struggle, right? Getting workers out of jails, help, standing strong. These are some of the women who are in jails, and others are just helping, Imran Khan build a narrative and craft a narrative and sustain that narrative in the face of relentless pressure and no support. Well, barely any support from the world, right? I mean, there's a lot of support from unofficially from the world, right? Because Imran Khan is loved the world over because of his cricket and also because of everything else he has done since stopping his cricket. But officially we haven't had lots of support. The US Secretary of State today or yesterday came out and said that it's an internal matter of Pakistan, we won't say anything there. But of course we'll condemn what's happening in Russia and what their political persecution of Alexei Navalny, but not that of Imran Khan. And there are reasons for that. And I will respond to all of those reasons in time. I mean, most importantly, simply that, Russia and Ukraine is much more of a core interest of the US than Pakistan is now. But we'll get to that eventually. Or is it? Is it like that? Is it? Give me some sunshine. No, it's not that. Give me some sunshine. Give me some rain. Give me another. it's not like that. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance, I wanna grow up once again. Okay, I think it's time to get back to work. So let's get back to work. I hope I wasn't muted the whole time. Okay, where was I? Where was I? This, and this. Okay, it's still working. Where were we? The last two small parts left: the counter argument and the response to the counter argument. And then I'll be done with scripting. And then I can, in the next session, record it, write out the long Twitter post, and what will be the third thing that I have to do? The third thing I have to do is edit the video together. So a fair amount of work still left, but we're getting there. Let's finish the script. Okay. Maybe हम ना बाज़ाएंगे मोहब्बत से. Maybe is that really true, Bilal? Is that really true, Bilal? Do you not understand power politics, great powers? Do you understand power politics? Or the great gain, or what else? Or real life. Can't we say that a strong and independent Pakistan will not be in interest the US, the current regime and illegal regime seems to be quite content with following every command, any and every Oh, let me fix audio because now you can hear way more than you probably want to hear. So there you go. Should be better. Shouldn't be hearing so much of what you were hearing before. It was. Yes. The weak play does, doesn't it? So I should. Yeah. US people. Just point of view. Isn't it in Okay, people have done that. This section. Let me just see. Okay. Just this last. To this. Almost there, people. Almost. Now what I'm thinking is whether I want to add let's see how long the video is, because when I copy and paste in Microsoft Word, that usually gives me an idea of how long the video. Let's see, Word. You can't see it, but I can see it. Copy and paste, and I make the hand normal. That's how it is. Just 3. Dude, 3 pages is not. Longest video. Maybe it is 5-6 pages. Not a lot more. It's a fair bit. It's a fair bit. B-roll just goes on. But you know what I mean, I'm going to add additional videos and stuff, so it's going to be slightly, but I mean, in other words, not in other words, the important thing is I can add another. I have to get over my procrastination. Okay. I'm having depression. The way I've written it out, I can say it. Right. The fact that I'm not even trying, what does that show me? That I just want to procrastinate. Okay. That's not always true. Smart. If you can figure that out. In other words, not just because procrastination and do. But oh, have I? When I was speaking like this, when I was speaking like this, when I was speaking, I don't even know if people were hearing me. Okay, you can probably hear me now. So let's see. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? हम ना जाएंगे मोहब्बत से दिल का रिश्ता बड़ा ही प्यारा है रा 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 Okay, last part. Okay, I think that's enough. I think we're done. Okay. Okay, I think we're done. Congratulations. You worked hard today. First of all, let's copy this from here and paste somewhere else. Also, because otherwise we lose it. I'll be mad. Probably on Word. And then say this. The date 8th. Here it is. Has been saved now. Wait. We save the whole thing. Save that. What should I do next? Go. It's a bye to you. Thank you for joining me in this wonderful journey. I will see you maybe tomorrow. I'm unsure. I'm not sure I should record video, like record attempts. Maybe I should do that. I've already done a lot of with you guys. To the next part of it difficult and hard. There is a part of that too. Definitely more productive. Camera and live. Okay. I'll think about it. Think about when I want to record on camera. Why not? Right? And even editing, you guys can come together. Here, sir. I can see what else to do. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.